So I got sent for a psych assessment and this is what they said. Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be talking about my psychiatric assessment. So some of you may or may not know I go to like a counselor or a therapist or whatever for my anxiety. And anyway, I'd been there a couple of times and I was talking away and she goes, "Have you ever had a psych assessment?" I'm going, "What? No, why? Like, what's wrong?" Like, I was literally like, what the hell is wrong? Like, what are you seeing in me that I'm not seeing? Like, am I a future serial killer? What the hell? And obviously that's because I thought like psychiatric assessments were for like if they thought like you were seriously in danger or like, I'm gonna be real, I didn't really know what qualified as like being a psych assessment. So anyway, she's like, yeah, I just like, if you go to have a psych assessment, we can confirm your anxiety, which is like so like duh, but yeah, confirm the anxiety, and I think you have ADHD. I'm like, what? ADHD? Like, don't you get diagnosed with having that like when you're a kid? Anyway, again, really uneducated on what the hell she was talking about. So I'm like sat there and I'm going like, ADHD, like, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, well, just like when you're talking to me and the things you're saying and the way like you're behaving, I guess. She was like, I think you could have ADHD. And I was like, okay. So I went out, the session finished. I told my mom, I'm like, so guess what? I'm getting sent to go see a psychiatrist because she thinks I have ADHD. And we both kind of went like, oh, okay, like, interesting. Well, I wasn't ever like, no, I don't have it. It was just like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. So on the way home, and like I'm at home and like I told my dad and we're going like, it could make sense, you know what I mean? Like that could make sense, me having ADHD, like when we were thinking about certain traits I have, which I guess can now be attributed to ADHD. But anyway, so over the next 2 weeks, I was like going back and forth, like, do I have that or is it something else or is it wrong? Of course, having anxiety, I was getting pretty worked up about the looming psychiatric assessment. Anyway, so the day came around and my anxiety was through the fucking roof. Like, I was shaking, I was like, I wasn't talking, which is always like a sign that I'm not well. Anyway, so we go in and I have like heaps of paperwork to fill out. And I am so nervous that I am just completely shaking. I don't know what to do with myself. I can't think. It's like asking for really basic details like, what's your address? And I'm like, oh my god, I've forgotten how to spell. So I really like struggled to fill out the paperwork and stuff, even though it was really basic. It asked like age, blah blah blah, like how have you been feeling the past 2 weeks? Do you have these symptoms? Do you have those symptoms? What medication are you taking? Family histories and stuff like that, like who do you live with, where does your mum live, where does your dad live? And I'm like, oh my god, I don't know what to write. And it was like made 10 times worse because there were 2 people sitting next to my mum and I, and they kept staring at me like, okay, you've got anxiety, you're a little paranoid. No, they were staring at me, and I'm like, I wasn't, like when I get anxious and stuff, I'm very like, oh my god, I have a hair, what the hell? Anyway, when I get anxious, I'm very like inward, and like, so I'm sitting there secretly like having a full-on panic attack, and I'm just like to mum in Swedish, "Mum, can you please help me? I have no idea what to write." So we're kind of like talking to each other, whispering like, and these guys kept staring at me, so that just made it 10 times worse. But anyway, I got called in and it was like quick fire questions, you know, like asking, well, probably wasn't, again, that was probably the anxiety, but a lot of questions, and I was like, I went to answer them and I was like, hang on a minute. You know, like, so he asked things like, you know, do you get anxious? Do you think of worst case scenarios? Can you sit still? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you concentrate? Blah, 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 blah. And then he, like, the one question that I really remember kind of going like, wait a minute, was he said, can you sit down and watch TV? And I was like, yeah, no, like, no. And then I'm sat there and it felt like a couple of minutes passed and I'm there going, no, I can't. Like, I don't just sit and watch TV. And he's like, so what do you do? Like at night you sit down, like what do you do? And I was like I'll have the TV on, and at the same time, like, I'm always moving. I'm always like picking at my nails, like picking at something, like scratching my head, like playing with my hair. I'm always on like my phone. I'm always like Googling something that like I just heard on the TV or something that's just popped into my head, and I'm on my iPad at the same time, like on Instagram, and I'm watching TV, and I'm like talking a million miles a minute to mum. So I was like, no, I don't actually sit down and watch TV. Quite often I will like pause it and talk to mum, and like a half-hour show will not get watched in one night. And so little questions like that, I was like, I think we're onto something here. So anyway, so he had a lot of questions for me. He then said, hang on a minute, I'm gonna go talk to your mum. So he went out with heaps, like pretty decent amount of paperwork, questionnaires and stuff for her to fill out. So she was in the waiting room filling out paperwork. He came back in, he gave me paperwork, sent me out, and then brought my mum in and talked to my mum, and then I came in. Anyway, it was a really like in-depth, like proper assessment. So I was really happy with that. He brought me back in, sat down, and he's like, okay, yes, you do have anxiety. Like that's, I guess it's always good to like get multiple people telling you like the same thing, so you know it's like legit. And then he's like, and you have ADHD. I'm going, okay. So by that point I had like come to terms with the fact that you probably have this thing. So yeah, but anyway, I was like, okay. So I kind of felt a little bit relieved, a little bit like, what the hell, but like kind of just like, oh, okay. Anyway, so I was like, okay, so like what does that mean? And he said, I think you'd benefit from ADHD medication and anxiety medication. Anyway, I'll go into like all that stuff in like another video or whatever, but I just kind of wanted to let you guys know, hey, I've been diagnosed with ADHD. I'm on medication at the moment for it, which is helping, like not dramatically, but it's helping. And I kind of feel like this diagnosis is going to be a little bit like of a breakthrough, I guess, because he was saying, the psychiatrist was saying that like the ADHD is probably contributing to the anxiety and blah blah blah, you know, like chain reaction, ripple effect. So I was kind of like, that came out of nowhere, and like a couple of weeks before Christmas I was like, what the hell? And so yeah, I will do a few more videos. I was gonna say in the past, I will do a few more videos in the future about like my symptoms, I guess. I know so little about ADHD at the moment that I'm doing a lot of research, and like I'm noticing like a lot of things about myself that I would never have guessed would have been ADHD. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to do this video to let you guys know. This is like my journey, whatever. I'm going to be doing more videos this year on YouTube, but by no means is this like a medical channel. I'm not just going to be talking about my health and all that, but I think it's always good to talk about and let you guys know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know, I hope you like watched it and didn't hate it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because that would help me out a lot, and then I'll know that you guys like my videos, and then I'll make more. And check out my other ones as well, because get them views up, am I right? And as always, don't forget to check out my clothing line / website / whatever the hell you want to call it. I have clothes for guys and girls, bags, jewelry, art, I guess you could say. Like I paint little canvases and stuff, motivation shit. So check that out, as that will really help to support me. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!